So we want to look at strategies, wealth strategies, wealth strategies, the steps to take to create wealth. Number one, start early. What does that mean? A good number of you who are listening to me today, you are not in my age bracket, so you should thank God. You see, I have probably 20 working years more, 30 working years more. If I work, it's because I want to work. However, I'm just saying, you're not in my age bracket. Some of you are even much younger. But you see, it's not enough to be young. Uh, Something tells you you still have time, you still have time. So start early. Life starts when you start. Did you know that some people wealth did not start until they were 60? Some wealth creation did not start until they were 70. But for you, I'm going to show you three time zones. The first one is the early start. Recognize that salaries are in scales in your early start, and don't get stuck to scales. Begin to think outside of those scales. Begin to think outside of it. See, take advantage of the 15 years of your active service. Everybody hearing me this evening, career person, employed person, if you want to create wealth and be intense the first 15 years of your working. For those of you who are still having more years, in the first 15 years of your work life, don't be the one who sits down watching all those mini martinis and all those series. Please, please be intense in the first 15 years of your work, intense in your saving, intense in the management of your extra hours, intense in journaling things, intense. Take advantage of the first 15 years of your active service. Very important. Grow from junior staff to middle staff. If you are working a place and they have a methodology for people rising, that's fine. If you have to take courses, take the course. You're going to see it later in our teaching, because some people just do not realize. You see, you are a career person, and careers have to do with certificates. Business doesn't have to. Nobody has ever asked me how many degrees I have in real estate management. But in career and as an employed person, you need the certification. So whatever needs to be gotten, get it. Some people might tell you we don't look at that, but if you have it, it's an advantage. E, talking about you starting early as senior staff. So you started as a junior, as a junior staff in our D. Then you move to middle staff. D. You move to middle staff. And then from middle staff now, E, we're saying you move to senior staff. You've been there some years, there has been some promotion. Listen. Unless it is dangerous, do not stay where there is no feeling of rising and promotion. As senior staff, E now, negotiate. Hey, I love this one. Please put this on the screen. Put it on the screen, please. The E. Negotiate your commission. Negotiate your performance / bonus. Don't assume. Don't stay silent. Negotiate paid vacation if there is. I personally like to apply the Western world's approach where there's hardly paid vacation. You want to go on vacation? We'll give you the 2 weeks, the 3 weeks. Save money, go on your vacation. Not us paying again for your vacation. Negotiate official car. Negotiate official residence. That's if you are of this senior staff level. Now, negotiate private office space. Everything is negotiable. Negotiate shares option. If it's a company that has shares, ask them, do they have shares for senior staff? What will the senior staff do to get? And they may say, okay, your salary is 200,000 pounds, but we'll give you 150,000 pounds in actual salary and 50,000 in shares. Don't tell yourself, look at these guys. They think I'm stupid. And they give me one stupid shares and say it represents my 50,000 pounds. If it's a viable company with every indication of doing well in the future, take the shares. That share you took today may be what made your family wealthy. Negotiate profit sharing if it is something possible. Negotiate club membership. Negotiate scholarship. The young lady who typed this material for me, I remember when she was in England and she had just finished her first degree and she desired to do a master's. I said, tell your employers that if they pay for your master's, you will work extra 2 years or 3 before you seek employment elsewhere. They paid. And she finished her master's in good time. So the first step in wealth creation, in changing your salary, is to start early. Check yourself as junior staff and make sure that you are growing. And then when you become senior staff, develop the art of negotiation. And by the way, as I'm teaching you, I want you to write this down. That you should go and do a study on the art of negotiation. The art of negotiation. The art of negotiation. Do a study on it. Let it help you. And when you do, you'll find that it will practically change the way you think, change the way you see things, change the way you talk, how you negotiate your income. Give a reason why you deserve it, or else they will just keep mum and not offer you what you deserve. Number 3 out of 45, total commitment. Okay. When I say total commitment, now listen, this is where the rubber begins to hit the road for everybody who is on the platform today. You want to be as an employee, as a career person, you want to create wealth, you cannot wake without rhythm. I mean, I have a problem. I had to say this very strongly to some people whom we hired on our site. You can't be arriving. There has to be a rhythm. There has to be a rhythm. There has to be a rhythm. What do I mean by rhythm? 8 is 8, 9 is 9. Semper fidelis. You can't drag your foot. You can't say, oh, somebody stole my phone, so I can't come to the office today. I've gone to go and do what? We live in the 21st century world where you can make a call. If you want to cancel all your cards that could be attached to that phone, you can do that by a phone call. You don't miss your duty. That's the reason some people don't create wealth. And then if they are church people, they say the devil is the one who's been pursuing them. They have no rhythm. They arrive anytime. The worst I've seen is young people, once they have certification in some area, they think that's it. They don't know that that's paper. Prove yourself. So, total commitment. Productivity, not activity, is what makes you a person on your way to wealth creation. Be productive, not just active. I don't want to see you just being busy. Busy doing what? Where is the key KPI? Your key performance indicators. Where are they? What did you set as a goal? Where are the KPIs? Where are the KPIs? The key performance indicators that you have done well this day, this week, this year. Because if we can't see the key performance indicators, then you have not done anything. Not anything. I don't want to hear that you came to the office. So what did you do? Today's world is performance based. You have to know that. Next slide. Today's world is performance based. It is not attendance based. They don't just calculate the number of hours and days you came to work, they need to measure what did you do. Is it worth the salary being given you? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? In your early days, sacrifice. Now, go to the next slide. And that's it. That's it. I like that one. In your early days, hey, employed person who is listening to me today, in your early days as a young worker, sacrifice. Resume early, close late, work overtime, work weekends. I wish I can turn this to a song. Sacrifice, resume early, close late, work overtime, work weekends. In your early days, sacrifice, resume early, close late, work overtime, work weekends. Anyone who hates you after you've done these, they must themselves either be lazy or they don't know your worth. This is, and listen, wherever you are, you are connecting. We're talking to you as an employed person and also as a career person. If you are working for people, no worries. Do it this way. Do it this way. Sacrifice time. Resume early. Close late. Work overtime. Work weekends. The day you leave that employ and start your own thing, you will overtake your employers. But while you are still a career person, sacrifice. Resume early. Close late. Commitment. Then the number 3 is be well qualified. Now, be well qualified. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of business, nobody asks for your qualification. But in the world of career and in the world of employment, your qualification matters. The career world demands qualifications. A slide, please. A slide, please. They will demand your qualification. Then number B, right certification makes you sought after. They make you sought after. So do not say, look at me. I've been here a long time. This one came, they placed him on me. What do they have that you don't have? What? They probably have something. Right certifications make you to be sought after. If you don't have the right certification, they cannot seek after you. They cannot engage you. So very important for you to have right certification. Please, this is so major. Be well qualified. Remember again, this aspect of wealth creation we're teaching to career people and we're teaching to employed people. Number 4, choose a lucrative field. If you are going to stay in the world of career and employment, ladies and gentlemen, don't choose some lousy career. Don't choose something that has no prospect of helping you create wealth. Don't choose something from which you cannot create anything. And you say, oh, I'm in employment. What do you do? I'm a civil servant. In civil service, what do you do? I have them do photocopies. I have them do filing. Hey, bro, for the past 20 years, you've been filing. You got to move on, man. You got to move your life. Unless you don't want to create wealth. And it'll be very sad for you to not create wealth because one of the last of the statements I have for you says, if you were not born rich, you should leave your family rich. Even if you were not born rich, you should leave your family rich. Leave the world a better place. Number 5, play the money making game where the prizes are bigger. This is similar to what we just said, lucrative. Play the money making game where the prizes are bigger, not it coming in trickles. Unless you're a business person. If I were a business person who does hairdressing and I know they're not going to pay me more than, I don't know which country's currency am I going to use. Let us use the United Kingdom. Maybe I got to fix somebody's hair for 50 pounds. I don't know how much women fix their hair, so please, nobody taking offense if it is too low or too high. Then it means if I want to create wealth, I must have more than one shop. I must have hibiscus hairdressers, Clapton, hibiscus hairdressers, Harlow, hibiscus hairdressers, Harrow, hibiscus hairdressers, Haringey, hibiscus hairdressers, different places. So if all they are getting to bring home is 200 pounds, 10 shops will bring 2,000 pounds a day. That's some money there, man. And if we open if we avoided the Sundays and we open 310 days at 2,000 pounds, that's over 600,000 pounds. And that's just hair. We're not talking the accessories inside, is it bone straight hair, the Hawaiian hair, the Indian hair, whatever other things they sell there, the wigs, whatever, Ghana style, all that brings it so, and you have it in 10 shops. Number 6, no, still staying in 5. Play the money-making game where the prizes are bigger. While it isn't essential, working in a field that pays above average will give you more cash to work with when investing and saving. We haven't reached investing and saving yet. But when you get there, investment and saving is giggle, garbage in, garbage out. It's the money that you invested that you get the result of. It's the money you save that you get the result of. Number 6, create a written financial plan. Create a written financial plan. You're a career person. You are an employee. What's your financial plan? You should prepare a clear and concise written financial plan. Next slide, please. That includes how you want to invest. Next slide, please. How you want to invest. Please take note, screen grab, write it down, screen grab, how you want to invest. Write it down even if you have not started. Insurance, budgeting, tax planning. Is it tax planning? Yes. Because when the wealth begins to come, people in our community like to show it. But tax efficiency requires that you should be very frugal and wise. Don't show all your wealth. Estate planning. Okay, when this money begins to rise, when do I want to invest in real estate and other things? And then most importantly, asset protection. You see, we said Wealth Masterclass teaches you to make, manage, multiply money. Part of management of your wealth is asset protection. 3, 4 people love to come and steal from you. They love to come and take from you. Number 1 is your favorite and my favorite, the government. The government is Indiana Jones and the raiders of the cookie jar. They like to raid your cookie jar to come and take money. So you need to get teaching on asset protection. How do I pay my tax without overpaying and without being foolish? You see, tax evasion is a crime. Tax avoidance is not a crime. Even the prime minister avoids unnecessary tax. It is when you evade it, you don't pay, that you have broken the law. But when you avoid overpaying tax all over the place, that is wise. Create a written financial plan as a career person. Don't just work. Some people, all they do is wake up in the morning, rush to work, come back home, have some food, watch television, go to bed, wake up in the morning, rush to work, come back home, have some food, watch television, go to bed. There's no financial plan. In fact, Though I see we're on Zoom and on the internet. If we were in a room right now, but ask how many of you have said how much you intend to save this year, you'll be amazed that many people do not have a figure. I've done this every time. Whenever I teach in financial seminars, people have no figure. People have no figure for the year. They have no figure for their lifetime that, look, when I retire, if you're going to retire at 65, at 70, at whatever, I want to be able to have access to liquid cash of XYZ. When I say liquid, it means money that you can snap your finger and reach. Although later I'm going to teach you, don't keep money liquid, let it be working. Number 7. Oh, this one is so powerful. Oh my God, I wish I could enter the television and come and meet you in your house to tell you how powerful this one is. Build strategic networks. It is the reason some people are getting promoted and some people are not getting promoted. Strategic networks. It is the reason some people have great knowledge and some people remain the same. Strategic networks. It is the reason 2 people go to university and only one got a job. Network is net worth. Write it down. Write it down. Yeah. Network. My network is my net worth. Network is net worth. Business people need it, but you as a career person, there are too many people. They pride themselves. I'm a lonely person. I don't need anyone. I don't look for anybody. I finish my work, come home and sleep. You won't go far. It's not a curse. It's the truth. Let's show you the power of your network. Relate well. Put the next slide. I love this slide. Oh, I could teach this slide alone for a night. Relate well to gatekeepers. Relate well to influencers. Relate well to power brokers. Relate well to voices, not noises in your industry. Voices that can speak for you, relate well to them. Relate well to voices that occupy boardrooms. If a person is going to grow in career, every nation does it. Let's face it. We think it's only in Africa that you gotta have network, you gotta know people. It's everywhere. Here in the United Kingdom, who you know determines what chamber you get to do your pupillage as a lawyer. And the chamber in which you work determines who you meet, and the person you meet determines the kind of businesses you get. And they also determine the kind of political possibilities you have. Number 8, grasp the business of your career. Oh, I wish I can shout this. It's close to what we said earlier. Grasp the business of your career. Career professionals are different from career business professionals. Close to what I said earlier, there are some lawyers who are just lawyering. They don't know how to make money. They run around. They just run around with all their white shirts and that funny tie they put around their neck, all covered in dirt and blood and sweat. They are just career professionals. They are not career business professionals. They don't know how to do business. They don't know how to court good clients. They just are noise makers. They get troubled jobs because they are troubled people. So if you are going to be a person who wants to create wealth, you've got to if you are, let's choose another career now. If you're a teacher, career professional teachers are different from career business professionals. Start your own lessons, whatever you teach. Let's take another subject other than maths. If you teach physics, some people don't find physics very easy. Cut it into chunks. for 15 to 30 minutes. Do these 5 minutes that draw people to you. Put $10 behind it. Put it on YouTube. Do a segmentation. Do an SEO, search engine optimization. When you put 10 pounds, 15, 20 pounds behind your 5 minutes video, just say that, let people within London alone see my video. They begin to see your video. You're making physics easy. Physics made easy. Today you teach retraction. Tomorrow you teach reflection. Another day you teach. I don't know too much physics. A long time I read anything. I don't know. Wow. And after then you begin to now introduce your paid videos and you put guarantees. You say, I'm going to teach your child to have A in physics. If they are ready, you prepare the lessons. You say you paid 15 pounds one off, you watch 1 or 2 videos. You pay 50 pounds, you can watch 12 videos. Boy, before you know people. So you are a career business professional. Move from salary minded. B. Too many professionals and career people, all they are thinking of is how to press the employer more to get more salary out of them. They don't realize that, look, if you really, really are worth your salt, you might just do well in commission, in bonuses, and your salary is something you don't even remember if you received it. Grasp the business part of your career. Earning mentality is limiting. Earning mentality is limiting. Salary mentality is limiting. See yourself as gifted. See yourself as having capacity because you are a career person. Number 9, save, save, save. We're getting into some nitty-gritties now. Save, save, save. What is this? Saving prepare you for bad times. If you know Matthew Ashimolo, you know that I'm not a fan of savings, but let's start there for career and career people and employees. At least start with saving, because some people have no savings at all. A survey came out early this year that 70% of the people in the United Kingdom do not have £1,000 in savings. That is a shocker. That is crazy. And if it is that bad in the United Kingdom, the 6th or 7th economy in the world, how is it in some other nations? 70% of people in the United Kingdom do not have £1,000. Do you know it's worse with some career people? Some career people cannot survive more than 3 months if they lose their job. They can't survive more than 3 months. So save, save, save. Savings prepare you for bad times. If you don't save, you are not safe. If you don't save, you are not safe. You are exposed. What you saved today will save you tomorrow. Next slide. What you save today, C slide, please, will save you tomorrow. D slide. Savings is not investment, but it's needful for investment. It is like nursery class on your way to university. Savings is the most elementary in wealth creation, but unfortunately, as you are watching me, 99% of those of you who are in employment and career persons, this is the only place your money is. You have shavings account. It's not a savings account, it's a shavings account because the bank is shaving you. It's interesting. In our community, that's where many people leave their money because they love to go to ATM and print out the printer and it says you have £10,000, £30,000. and you touch yourself and said, I have 30,000 pounds. And you don't know, you don't have anything, you just have a paper in your hand. That money is not in the bank. It's in the hand of a wealthy man somewhere who is using it. Like I approached a bank in Nigeria, and cumulatively, they gave us, can't even remember how much they gave us, 2 billion the first time, 2.5 billion the second time, another 500. So total, about 5 billion. 5 billion is what we borrowed from them to do road networks, to put electricity, water. We're building a luxury estate where all the piping is being done for water, lighting, sewage. So every plot you buy, there's water, light, and sewage at your plot. On Sunday last week, one of our members in Whole Street KRCC came to shake my hands because they went there to see their plot and called me from there. I didn't fix the name until I saw them on site. I said, oh, it's you who called me. Should have charged them more for their plot, man. Saving is not investment, but it's needful for investment. Now we begin now. We're really getting to the depth of how to move from career employee to career employee wealthy person. A minimum of 10 to 20% of your income must go to saving, wherever it takes. Even if it meant reducing the amount of juice you drink in your house. And somebody hearing me, get out of that 3-bedroom house where you alone are living and go and live in 1 bedroom. Cut down. Put a knife to your throat and cut your appetite. Because the first 15 years, 20 years of your life, you should be building wealth, not building reputation. Of us are too impressed. We're too interested in impressing people. Buy cars that are killing us. A minimum of 10 to 20% of your income is for saving. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And this applies also to every business person online today. Put monies in real estate in different places. F, you need a minimum of 6 to 8 months of your living expenses saved up in cash. Did you get that? You want to create wealth? Employee, career person, 6 to 8 months of your living expenses. You need to save it up in cash. So that in case you lose your job, you have 6 to 8 months. You kept saving. You kept saving. You kept saving. In other words, you should be able to have 6 to 8 months. 6 to 8 months of your living expense saved up in cash. I don't like cash savings, but you are just starting to build a style to come out of a cycle. I came from a background of living from day to day. One of my worst memories that makes me cry. I can't remember and not have to fight tears. It's waking up in a house where there's no food. And how old was my sister? 1966. She must be like 8 or 9. She was shaking my mom. 1965. She was 8. She was shaking my mom. What shall we eat? What shall we eat? By 7 in the morning, there's no food in the house. Because my father thought he loved to be wealthy. That's why he changed his name to Ashimolowo. That's not the family name. I'm glad he took the name. It shall work for me. It is working for me. It's a name that means a person who is so wealthy and gives money to children. No wonder my grandchildren sometimes take advantage. Save also means saving is a wise action. It helps you to fund your investment. So you see, we have number H now. We have separated them. H, please. Savings, funds, investments. Because when you put money in saving account, you have not invested. You've just kept it nearby. Because in savings account, you can reach it by the snapping of your finger. Saving helps you with debt-free purchases and helps you to maximize seasonal opportunities. Debt-free purchases, seasonal opportunities, you can use savings to handle them. Savings help you to handle emergencies easily so that it does not now, because you see, when you start investing, some investment, ladies and gentlemen, career persons, employees, in case you don't know, when you start investing, money that go into investment don't come back easily. You can't buy land and be hungry. If you want to sell that land, it may take 6 years. I have a property that's on the market for more than 10 years. Maybe I've not been pushing it like I should because I'm not hungry. But see, if that building was the one I was waiting to use to feed myself or send my kids to school, man, I would have waited a long time, But savings helps you in the days of unforeseen circumstances. That's why you must start with that. You need to have that. You need to have money, cash, 6 to 8 months expense money there from where you start your investment. Savings makes you a good role model. It helps you develop a good culture that you can pass on to your children because you have a saving culture and you're able to teach them that they too should not eat with all their 10 fingers. I remember a beautiful, now a lovely lady in our church who wrote a book. I read the book and one of her illustrations so rattled me. Is it in the book or she was just telling me? I think she said she was talking to some young people. And one of the guys told her he goes out, he eats out almost every night, spending 800 pounds eating out every month. Jeez. 800 pounds put into one of those investments which we shall teach you. What's the name of the one we always mention? Something and Poor. What's happening to me today? Standard and Poor. S&P. I hope you can see it here. S&P 500. Google it. Standard and Poor 500 is a mutual fund where when you keep putting your money there, they take your money. This America S&P 500 or England FTSE. FTSE. How do you spell FTSE? FTSE 100. If you give one of those mutual funds people, they can take your money and help you invest in S&P 500, Standard and Poor 500. This means 500 best performing companies in America. So you are now part of those investing in them. If one of them drops out, another one automatically takes over. You keep putting 800 pounds. You keep putting 800 pounds. You keep putting 800 pounds. At the end of 1 year, your money was 8 times 12, 96. Yeah. So 9,600 pounds. Second year, 9,600 pounds. You did not withdraw. So whatever little change was put on the first year, it was rolled over, plus the second year was rolled over. It doesn't hit big. It does not compound until 12, 13 years. By the 14th year, when your money should have been 96,000 plus. I'm trying to do street mathematics now. 14 years of 9,600. 10 years we shall be 96,000. 4 years shall be 4 years shall be uh, 36 plus 40, 37, almost 38. So 96,000 plus, let's just say 96,000 plus 38,000. Let's just say it that way. That's something like 106 plus 28, 130, 134,000 pounds. Looks like 134,000 pounds. That is what your money is supposed to be. But at the end of 14 years, you'll be shocked. Your money might be 400, 500,000 pounds. Now, you've been eating food with it, but you kept putting it there. 14 years looks long. But did you know? May I shock you? May I shock you? When was the Olympic Games in London? It feels like yesterday. But did you know it's already 12 years? 12 years ago, Olympic Games in London. So imagine if you started putting 800 pounds away from the year the Olympic Games came up in London. From the year the Olympic Games came up in London. And you kept putting 8,800 pounds. 2 more years. And instead of your 134,000 pounds, my calculation may not be fully right. I just use street mathematics to do it. You are going to get by compounded interest at about between 12 and 14% compounded because it's rolled over. You did not draw. It's going to be about 500,000. I told you. Somewhere around 1998 to 2004 or 5 or thereabouts. I kept putting 500 pounds with Northwest Bank Mutuals. Just 500 pounds. 500 pounds. Only 6 years. Each year is 6 times 5. No, 12 times 5. 6,000 pounds. Times 6, I think it is. Should be 36. 6 times 6, 36,000 pounds. I forgot about it. Only for them to come back 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 2, 3 years ago would have made my money almost 20 years. My money is now 168,000 pounds or 180,000 pounds. Only left them with 36. It has become 168 to 180. I wish I had continued that 500. It's just that there was a valley time when we are fighting the battle with the Charities Commission. Nah. So I couldn't continue. Savings so you make up your mind to save, plan to save, plan where to save, discipline yourself to save, put a structure in place to save. This is so major. Major. And put your money not in the economies where your money loses value so quick. Don't be like the man who took $100 out in Hong Kong. And by the time he went around Hong Kong, he didn't spend their money. He gave them back the country's money. By the time they gave him his money back in dollars, it was $80. He said, where's the remaining 20? Various things, I removed it. So in savings, where do you save? Save in savings accounts, save in fixed deposits, buy bonds, buy treasury bills, particularly some of you who are watching me right now in nations where there is serious economic volatility like Nigeria. I can convince you, go to your bank tomorrow. I am very sure The government is selling bonds and the government is selling treasury bills at 14%, 15%. Is better than the 10% the bank will give you. Start there. Save with cooperatives, although I don't like cooperatives, unless the cooperatives will put it in the bank and get some interest for you. I am number one against those African Caribbean thing they call esusu. Was taken away from Yoruba land to the Caribbeans. Esusu is a way where people gather money together and one person collects. No interest on it. Absolutely no interest. Save through mutual funds, which I explained. Save through Forex. I'm not a great Forex person. I have never met anyone who prospered through Forex. Those guys know how to sell a lie. They know how to draw you close. And you think, hey man, Forex trading. Then one day they slap you big. I've only met people who have lost. I've not met one person who prospered through Forex trading. Save through gold. Save through minerals. Save through lands. Save through equity investment. Number 10, save 50% or more of your earnings. You see, we've now moved. Earlier on, we said 10 to 20, but now we have said you need to begin to get out of that. If you are still young, maybe you have one child or two children, for the future's sake, look for where to, you and your wife, if you are married, put 50% away in investments. Put 50% away because it will come back. The Bible says, cast your bread on the waters. It will come back to you after 3 days. Not in banks, but in things that increase in value. Please put that line. Not in banks, but in things that increase value. All the various bank savings instruments I mentioned and investment instruments. That's where to put 50%, not savings account. When you leave your money in the bank, they use it. When you leave your money in the bank, they use it. Yeah. Sometimes you know some things you can't say too much. Particularly in the third world, you see some young man who start a bank and next thing he say, oh, I'm empowering 1,000 people and giving them $1,000. It's all a lie. It's their money he's turning around and giving them. These guys are world champions at using your money to also feed you. So don't leave your money in the bank. Let your money go to work.